We in. Forgive the light, people. I apologize, but I had to itch. I had to come out. But anyway, welcome. If this is your first time here, it's definitely a pleasure having you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Now, when I'm talking about, helping you to become emotionally balanced, I'm not referring to, let's just say, being polite or, knowing when to raise your voice and when not to raise your voice. That's just, that can be seen as just a projection. This is, but to truly become emotionally balanced, you have to understand how your emotions are being created, how they being formed. You have to understand your emotional pattern. And last but not least, you would have to also, at that point, you'll be able to remove any type of blockages that you may have. Then at that point, that's how you become emotionally balanced. You're not being triggered, when you don't want to. But most importantly, your pain is also shaping your life. So you being in charge of your emotions, a lot of people become very dark, when their emotions are not being expressed. That's what jealousy, envy, it's reacting a certain way. We call those vibration, lower vibrational bullshit. But anyway, I think I gave you a little more than what you asked for. But it's all connected. But anyway, but to become emotionally balanced, it's more than just, it's, in fact, it's not even related to not raising your voice because you could emotionally be balanced and raise your voice like a motherfucker when it's due time. We say it all the time, you just gotta let a nigga know. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is cool. I just have to let the nigga, we cool. We ain't fighting. I just have to let you know. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's being emotionally balanced. In fact, you know how to express it, organically. So being emotionally balanced has nothing to do, let's just say, suppressing anger. Also, but it's more like you knowing how to work with your anger. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can use that. You could fuel your passion. You could become, what I'm saying, like now you're becoming the architect. But most importantly, to master your emotions, to become emotionally balanced. That's why it's important for you to understand those different element of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because your emotions could fuck up your vision. Well, we know it all the time. That's why you tell a motherfucker what, like, think with your head. You know what I'm saying? And essentially, what I'm trying to get you to truly become is to think with both of them. When both of them are in fucking alignment, you could see, you can actually make a clear judgment. So that's the idea of mind, body, and soul. This is you waking up, pretty much. This is, knowing the truth sets you free. But anyway, now, in addition to that, I also help you to understand how your mind is being shaped, just like we were talking about. Your culture is conditioning you to think, to see life a certain way. They all part of what is called mind control. Because really, when you're talking about mind control, it's the condition, not so much of, they trying to convince you. No, 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 no. The best mind control is it's when they get you to do it willingly, and you would fight. You know what I'm saying? Like the school system. It's the it's this is the shit that motherfuckers don't talk about. Those are the most. You talking about the media and all that shit? Nah, these niggas are the true killers. I have a feeling they looking at the media and like, you see, y'all making noises. Everybody come to school, change your life, make your life, you know. You know what I'm saying? The biggest lie ever told. Now, again, I'm not saying you should. I'm for or fucking against. Has nothing to do with that. But when we're talking about mind control, it's how they getting you to think. Your outcome is limited based on how they want you to see it. If you don't want to get anybody involved, let's just say how it's being shaped, it's being conditioned for you to see. We ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, allegedly. So, hey, motherfuckers, I was allegedly. Allegedly. And that is why, you know, I just don't want to get too much ahead of myself here. When we'll be talking about spirituality, then you'll come to understand like it's everything. It's everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? It's everything that you do, and it's just beautiful. But anyway, if you're coming back, you already know. Hey, listen, man, help yourself. Don't be a stranger. If you already been here, stop it. You know what you gotta do. Act like it. All right? You ain't fronting on me, motherfucker. But it's good to have you. You already know what we do here. We always break bread. Come get your medicine. All right. So now, as part of the routine, and this is, you know what? I mean, this is what this whole conversation gonna be about. Spirituality as a living experience. To talk about that is to talk about us, and that's humanity. That's everybody. Your reality is based on the the actual degree of your consciousness. I'll give you an example. My son, right now, he's into Spider Man. Motherfucker jumping all around. I'm saying he's doing all that shit, right? So here's something funny. We share the same space, but yet we're in different realities. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you like the degree of that's what makes him a kid too. That's why you say, yo, man, the kid's just a kid. But what the fuck does that mean? The level of consciousness of a kid. I mean, of course. That's why, again, I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and say we are living spirit. And what you're doing pretty much having as to have a human experience, this is like the expansion of you. That's why the fucking Buddhists they have something called like a lotus that they actually use to show sign of conscious how you open up. And that's what we're doing here. That's the journey. Another way of looking at it. Shit, I feel like talking some shit. A mango seed is the same thing as the mango tree, isn't it? Not? Well, it's not the same thing, but what I'm saying is the tree is in the seed. The tree and the seed, like the tree is actually in the seed, man. You know what I'm saying? But for the seed to become a tree, that's your expansion. That's how you open up. It becomes over time. That is your growth. This is your level of consciousness. This is you as a living mind. That's what you're going through. That's why you have to do your shadow work. That's why you're doing all of these things You know what I'm saying? Like that's what making it an experience. People always talk about spiritual being having a human experience. Well, when they talk about becoming a god, that's what that is. It's to crystallize that spirit that you are. That's why true spirituality, really, for you to ascend, you gotta descend first. That's why all them niggas, Jesus, all motherfuckers, they had to descend first. What this is applying, of course, and just so you guys know, I'm just using what is called an occultist language, right? I was supposed to talk about spirituality, but hey, listen, it's all good, man. We're just gonna go with the flow. Bear with me. Well, let's delve into spirituality. I mean, it's pretty much all connected anyway. Now, what I was referring to by using that occult language, right? The occult, what they do, and it's the meaning of the occult. Well, it goes by well, so far a few meanings that I've heard. Honestly, I kind of don't like it, but I get it. Not really that I don't like it. I feel like it's a lot of people don't really get it. I think there's a simpler way that we can say it, a little more subtle, and of course, it comes with intelligence too. It comes with a degree of understanding, right? Because when we talking about, I'll give you a perfect example. Where the fuck was I gonna go with this? Pretty much, what makes this the Indian call this world an illusion, but you have to understand what illusion means. It doesn't mean fake. Fake is a whole different thing. When you say something is fake, you're implying there's something real. An illusion, there's no real, there's no fucking, there's no real, there's no unreal. What it is it's not what it looks like. For instance, when we look at our life, it's a lot deeper than, what we see. Even if you're looking to date somebody, you know what I'm saying? Then you realize, oh shit, your upbringing have a lot to do with the person that you are. And now you being with that person, it's just like it's getting fucking complicated. It's very complex. It's not just like, oh, let's just say I love this motherfucker and she loves me. We're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Nah. That's why you motherfuckers are talking about, well, marriage is understanding. Everything you adding to it, all you pretty much saying is a lot. It's not what it seems. When a motherfucker's telling you, oh, marriage takes a lot of work, well, let me decode this shit for you. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to let a motherfucker know it's not just the romantic side of it. I'm saying? Sitting by the beach, having dinner, you guys are feeding each other. What a fucking life. You love it, don't you? And then niggas are telling you on the other side, no, 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 man. That's what, understanding or being able to read the matrix is. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for the bullshit. So the bullshit that we're saying not to fall for, we understand this is what it looks like. That's not what it is. That's why even us, when we understand our speech, as we delving more into understand our own fucking nature, like the Kabbalion tells you, you would understand that you spirit. We're walking around in this normal life, right? And then you could feel somebody fucking energy. If I was sitting on a fucking chair, the shit's gonna get warm up. Then I could walk by you. You could feel my, let's just say, energy field or wave, whatever the fuck, right? Can you can feel somebody? Oh shit! So all of these things taking place in this life to show you that you are a lot more than what you look like. This is displaying. Well, welcome, motherfucker. Now, if you really get to understand this part, well, then you there you go. You good to go. Get the fuck out. You good. So now you go ahead and tell somebody else. And you will anyway, because you can't unsee the shit once you see it. So the occult pretty much is that type of knowledge that help you to have a better understanding of the regular life. You walking around farting, it's just, you know what I'm saying, that kind of life. You know what I'm saying? This is me smoking my shit right now. So as in essence, that's who you are. And that's what you need to bypass. And once you know that truth, that's why it doesn't matter. If you store seed and you over here, you don't know who you are, oh, that's exactly what it is. You don't know who the fuck you are. Because when you become the light, you're the light everywhere. That's why when you're conscious in this plane, it's not just this world that you're conscious of. Now, for me, as a channeler, as maybe somebody as a medium, however the fuck you want to label it, you know what I'm saying? So my consciousness is pretty much everywhere. I'm dealing with these niggas, and you know what I'm saying? What a life. You know what I'm saying? What a life. I mean, what a fucking experience. That's how it should be for your ass. And we're just here, trying to help you to remember, become a member again. You know what I'm saying? Know who you are. That's essentially what's being said, even in the Bible. There's different, it's all talking about the same thing. So, again, when we're talking about spirituality, it's your fucking life. It's just you here. So, now when we're talking about the occult, now, again, is that they call it the hidden culture, but it's not hidden in a sense of it's being kept away from you. No, it's hidden, meaning you got to look for it. Go look for it. Go look for it. And that pretty much entail your inner journey. That's when you start learning about the occult. Now it will tell you about your shadow self. It will tell you about, healing your wounded child, referring to those early emotions that you probably were going through. And then now it's showing you how all of these things, the occult pretty much not just giving you a better understanding, but it's letting you know truly it's the invisible that's being shown here. How do you master it? You know who you are. So this is a great foundation for what I really wanted to talk about tonight. Because generally speaking, now if this was the first time here, part of the process, I talk about spirituality. Obviously, as a spiritual healer, that's the tool that I use. But most importantly, I like to talk about it to address a lot of the misconceptions about it. Because a lot of people always think, of course, it's something that's outside of you. Meaning you only look at yourself like dead ass, like a dead ass. You literally look at yourself as a dead ass, and you dead ass. Like what the fuck? Because you got to understand, the more in tune you are spiritually, that's also part of being truly being civilized too. That's why us spiritual niggas, we are the best fucking human being down here. Because in our behavior and the person that we are, we emanate or we project that divine shit. I know I do it. You know what I'm saying? Of course. You know what I'm saying? I got to show you what beauty is. But first, I had to find it in me, and I'm conceited as fuck. I'm like, well, shoot, I walk around with my fucking mirror, bitch. Once you find your beauty, when you know, but you gotta see it in you. So when a shroom looking at the mirror, motherfuckers be saying, I hear all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see like ugly bitches walking around with fucking mirrors. It's always like the ones that know they got something going on now. They want to maintain it. They stand pretty. You gotta understand that shit. I walk around with my shit. That's all you get to know, nigga. Okay, we're good. But anyway, let's get back to the conversation here. So now we want to say spirituality, a living as a living experience. You see what I'm saying? And that's what being conscious is all about. That's pretty much, that's it. It's done. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. That's it. But now keep that in mind. Let's talk some shit, man. Let's work it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's get deep, right? Even looking at our lives, you see, the more you know, it's like you are expending your reality. Like I was the example I use for my son and myself. We're sharing the same space. Motherfuckers right next to me. But he's living a different reality. That's why you understand, and we understand, again, to become the Christ, it means the enlightened one. That has a lot to do with the living experience, the living. That's why this type of knowledge is for the livings, the initiates, the one who are waking up, the one who can hear. Because if you can't hear, it's not for you. And shit, I just said a whole lot just right there. I must be on some shit. Let's. I guess we got all night. We got all night. Oh shit! I forgot. I almost cheated myself. Oh no, we can't allow that. So, because I was okay. So I'm wilding. That living, that active energy. Because in energy, there's intelligence in fucking energy. So when we say you are a living mind or your spirit, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? You are the star, literally. Oh yeah, that's all that shit means. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to fuck you up. I'm making that shit like, listen, we're gonna make it like listen, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just gonna put it like in a way where everybody could benefit from. So we're gonna make sure everybody's gonna get theirs. As crystal clear as I can. I'm doing my best. Trust me. I guess you'll be the judge of my best. But anyway, I'm on some shit. I'm on some shit. So now when we're talking about, that living experience, that living, right? I mean, it's just more than, you could see life. You could see, energy. You could see, you could get as creative as you like. But anyway, but the bottom line of what we're saying here is that our nature, because, well, not necessarily the bottom line, but it's also showing like we are more than what we look like. And again, once you get to that conclusion, then now you realize you know that you spirit. Then you've seen beyond the veil. Congratulations, you did it. But anyway, we get back to what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I want some bullshit. Let's do it. When you're looking at life, this is all connected too. So now, if we go back to the example, like the more you know, the more you're able to see. You have a better understanding of your surrounding. Do you see what I'm saying? So that a lot of that has to do with your consciousness, because the whole idea of as it is within, so it is without, is to show you a connection, because that's what in African spirituality we talk about ma'at. We talk about how we're talking about harmony. Now you're seeing as it is within, so it is without. You are automatically, that's what no seeing the truth is. That's when you understand if I'm a star somewhere else, over here I'm gonna be a star too. That's how you get to know yourself. And now at this point, it doesn't matter if you're a star over there, if you're a star over here, because now you're a star everywhere. You're just a star. That's why the wise one was never concerned. And we always say that too. You know what I'm saying? You see that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't concerned about this shit, man. I really don't. Does it look like it? No, sir. Oh. So understanding that alone is showing you even the life that we're looking at around us. It's not what it looks like. That's how we've grown in life. Your growth to change, to transform. Well, this is death. That's why even the statement that says, as a child, I spoke as a child, but as a man. So you showing the evolution, the expansion of you, if you want to call it those ego death, but it's truly your ego expansion. You're expanding your ego. Your ego's just as stupid as you are. You're a smart motherfucker, you're gonna have a smart ego. You never see a smart guy with a dumb ego, bro. I'm just saying. Ego's there for you, nigga. But anyway, that's a whole conversation in itself. Check out my other recordings. We already talked about that. But anyway, we're not that's not why we're here for. In a minute. So we're sipping a little bit of that rose. You feel me? Hold up, punch people. So now keep in mind again, you know what I'm saying, please forgive the kid. Okay, this is break time for everybody. Oh shit, we have to pour for our ancestors. Yeah, we gotta make sure they all get theirs, right? Yes, sir. So anyway, that was just a brief break here. It's, take take two, motherfuckers. It's all good. You good, right? Let's go. Let's go. So now, when we're talking about, the fuck was I talking? Because yeah, we were talking about the expansion of your ego. Because I'm trying to show you, there's so many things that is being said here. Changes. Because we all always have this idea too of change is no good because we're looking at change as just a stop, regardless of how many summers you actually went through. Do you see what I'm saying? You always say, I don't know, summer's over. For now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's being transformed into a new season. So we're going through it. And us too, the same things take place in us. The statement that says, as a child, I spoke like a child, you're talking about your growth, your development, your ego expansion. In other words, you're talking about how the inner has gotten stronger, and so is the outer, because they are the same side of the same coin. That's what that's what you see, what you don't see is pretty much the same. It's a mistake to to say that. That's why mm, that's why your humanity is your spirituality. Two sides of the same coin. You got to open up your third eye, right? Your chakra, your all of that. Well, that is part of the body, isn't it not? But these side of the body, which is not even. But anyway, then you also have an. That's why these things are all mental too. I'll give you a perfect example. Now, generally speaking, when we talk about your sacral chakra, that could be, that's when we say you being grounded and shit. I'm trying to show you the connection. It's just more. It's there's levels, there's layers to it. The chakras also are life lessons. They're not just the chakras that people refer to that just limited to your body. Because as you open up your heart chakra, it's also being reflected as well. And if you understand that, and that's how you open up your chakras too. If you're tapping into your intuition side, your creativity side, whichever one, whichever the fuck. So that chakra's open. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's also being reflected around you. That's why this what you call the humanity is your spiritual battlefield. Back up, well, not even playground. It's your spiritual playground. If you're gonna have an experience, that's why to be conscious, you can't refute. Like you can't. Nah, you have to embrace it all. That's the idea of mind, body, and soul. Then at that point, spirituality is a living experience. Your life is a living experience. That's why we're telling people it's not about death, but it's how are you living? Your goals. Who are you? You ain't no good if you're not using you, baby. I'm using the shit out of me. I'm exploring this motherfucker. Well, that's how you activate you. That's the self consciousness. That's the Christ consciousness, which is the highest. You have risen it to a point, then you become the enlightened one. That's why we say everybody is not like they dead, they walking around, but the level of consciousness is either a little bit higher. That's when you say a motherfucker's dumb. Well, not because it's higher, but higher obviously would say smart. You know what I'm saying? He's a smart one. You know what I'm saying? He's bright. Whichever, however you want to associate it, whichever one rock your boat. But ultimately, you're truly talking about, or I mean, it's this is the spirit expressing itself. You know what I'm saying? The words got to be made flesh. To materialize, to become a god on earth, those divine qualities you have to become the knowledge. So that's what being wise is. That's why we move different. You know what I'm saying? We're playing chess. What the fuck are you doing? You just keep on losing, huh? You're just a loser. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do it. Always got to embrace you, right? So, okay, so there's a whole lot that I'm saying here, right? But most importantly, let's just stay on track. What we're really talking about is just showing you pretty much, a direct connection between what you know and the reality that you pretty much, or your understanding of that reality. You know what I'm saying? How are you using your resources? How is it being used? It's not how much you got, baby. You know what I'm saying? We told you that all the time. It's never quantity, it's quality. Listen, you can have 2 million, make it trillion unripe mangoes. Then you only have one ripe one. Let's make it half. So those billions means nothing because they're not edible, bro. The one mango is everything. Look at your mouth. Fucking wash your hands. And you good. And those don't mean anything. Now you could choose to cover them up if you like, so they could absorb the heat and all that shit. They become ripe and shit like that. Oh shit! I guess I'm on my Haitian shit. Forgive me. Mm. I had to get on my Haitian shit real quick. You know what I mean? Let a nigga know. See, you gotta let a nigga. I was all in my feelings. I gotta let a nigga know. So now, when you're seeing that, that's why your consciousness. It's that's the name of the game. That's why you are to become the Christ, the Buddha. Wake up. Do you see what? That's that's the purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's what the experience is. ultimately, even in you having kids, how all of that is being done. Yeah, all of that, because you're truly reflecting the divine, the divinity, and that's how you know that's what we got to create down here, and that's what we are creating too. Because ultimately, listen, man, a true spiritualist, you're a good fucking human being. It reflects all over you. You honest with motherfuckers. Like we are the motherfuckers that would shit. I see how open these motherfuckers are. Yeah, listen, when you know, you know. That's why I tell people, right? If you can't tell me how stupid you used to be, you're still stupid. Now, what I just said here, I want you to take note of that because I'm taking it to on a whole different level. Because now we're talking about the living experience, right? Let's tap into some shit. When somebody gives you, let's just say, a wise quote, like what I just did there by studying, if you can't tell me how stupid you used to be, then you're still stupid. You could call that, let's just call it a very wise quote, right? That came from a creative side of me, as I understand. Oh, what the fuck? I'm. I apologize. That's my business. Mm-mm. I'm not here to talk about my business, although that I'm talking about my business too. But what I'm truly saying here, those quotes are living part of that living experience. When you say it as you lived it, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you want to say, okay, let's just say if you want to quote like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? He may say some shit, but that's because he lived it too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you call that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's a hard nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga's a hard nigga. Yeah, you live what you talk about. Come on. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what spirituality is, nigga. I mean, not just spirituality, but, like, this is it. It's being reflected. It's being said in so many different ways, but underneath it all, you are spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you to see that light in you. Because ultimately, just like all of the teachers, we know that you cannot teach nobody, and that's another reason too. Because when we talk about the occult, like back in Kemet, we had what is called mystery schools. Not everybody was allowed. So when we're talking about this hidden knowledge, too, we don't say it to everybody. Now, the reason why we don't say it to everybody, it's not because we're trying to keep them away from the knowledge or we're keeping that shit for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. No, 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 no. That's because we understand, yo, there's a difference in it's an empty talk. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we understand how the human mind truly works. When in the Bible it tells you not to cast your pearls before swine, that's because it's not because They don't want to share your fucking pearls, nigga. Like that's why that shit. Jesus telling you go spread that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let motherfuckers know. But to those, you know what I'm saying? I can't teach calculus to my son. He's 5. He just learned about. I mean, he's just learning about his timetables, addition and shit. Yeah, I'm talk. Nah, that's why you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. As you grow, you get better, and you get to learn more. The Kabbalion says it better. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So your consciousness, again, it has to do with you, your vibration. Everything vibrates. So, but I'm saying all of that to say, even let's just say, well, that's why another reason why too, this type of knowledge is for the living. And that takes consciousness too. You growing, you getting better. So a lot of these sayings or quotes, they came from that life experience. So it's not something that they say to sound cute. In other words, that's what I'm trying to say too. This type of knowledge is not for me to be like how deep I am. It's not to sound spiritual. It's to be spiritual. What you trying to sound smart instead of being smart? You just want to sound smart? How smart is that? You're playing with a losing hand. Anytime you're not you're losing. You are losing. That's a losing hand when you don't be you. Then you're not useful. You can only be useful if you're using you. And that's why this knowledge is about get you to remember, to become a member again. That's why the truth too. Just like Tahuti talk about this truth, the Kabbalion, I had to rediscover that shit myself. Had to go through it, live it. That's what understanding is. Like, are we? That's why I'm not repeating just to repeat it. If I repeat it, trust me, it's understandably. You know what I'm saying? In other words, just like Tahuti was talking about God, you have to see that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes down here, bro. Everybody for themselves, man. You gotta see it for yourself, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. When we become conscious, you see it for yourself. But the door's already there, it's already open. That's why you're gonna have to walk through it. And that's where the growth is. That's the transformation. That's your death. That's the expansion of your ego. The more you eat from the tree of life, and here's something else too that I didn't mention, but I talked about that in the past. You must get your nourishment from the tree of life. And I'm referring to life knowledge, nature, because we are a reflection of nature, and nature reflects itself in us. We even say it in our language. We represent those 4 elements. More of an earth person would tell you, man, I ain't moving for nothing. They're not just referring physically, but they're also referring to them sticking over here. just like a motherfucking rock. But anyway, and that's when you understand too. Language is nothing but a representation of your mentality. And I already talk about that. That's why every nigga, like, we always change language so that it adapt to our the way we are wired with the universe. Any European language that was given to a nigga was always changed by us. Haitian niggas, such as myself, they gave us French. We turned that shit into Creole nigga, using the French shit, but we were looking at it from our perspective. Niggas over here do the same thing too. Ultimately, like for me, I adapt with all type of different niggas. So see the difference. I see the same difference. I see the same difference. For instance, like there was a movie. I think it was either the fucking Titans. No, I don't remember. I don't remember. But anyway, when those white kids were learning about niggas, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga was saying, "Why do you say it's bad if it's good?" And the niggas was laughing at that because for us in our language, this is we reflect polarity. When Michael Jackson was saying, "I'm a bad motherfucker," he was saying he's really a good and great performer. Like he's good in everything he does. He found his beauty. So in our language, we reflect polarity. We understand anything that is good could be bad, anything that is bad could be good. We reflect that in our language. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what makes you a nigga. And every nigga does the same shit. Jamaican niggas, they give them all that London shit, and niggas turn that shit to patois, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Every nigga. So I want you to understand. That's why I tell niggas to talk their shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not because you cannot speak like them. That's what they're trying to make you feel like. That's not the truth at all. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of motherfuckers or even black Americans that speak Obama, nigga. Look at the shit. Obama speech, nigga. Because this nigga could do that. And then, it's like I was watching this Denzel shit. Denzel was on this nigga shit. Nigga, so they were asking him about training day. The nigga said, "Man, that was the most comfortable thing I did." I understand, nigga. Even though when he said nigga in that movie, nigga still using that Denzel voice. My nigga. So when that nigga was doing that shit, this nigga said himself, that was the, yeah, shit. That was the easiest shit he ever did. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga got to perform. He got to act like something that he's not. He has to project that shit. Then he has to become that shit. So when that nigga said, I know he was not lying. So, see you, bitch. Okay. Come on, man. We dancing out here. Talk your shit. Okay. Talking my nigga. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? But anyway, so now you see a direct connection with the inner and the outer, but most importantly, the it all comes down to your consciousness now, right? The in and out means nothing. I mean, it's based on your consciousness. My son Spider Man right now, you know what I'm saying. We go out to the restaurant. This nigga ain't looking at the bill. Nigga, Dad, I want this. Yeah, nigga, I got that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay for that shit. That's a different reality. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's right next to me. He want this, he want that. Oh shit, nigga, have it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I did good for you. So I tell this nigga, I did good for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pass this baton down to you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man. It, I got a mouthful for this kid. He doesn't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta give it to him. You know how you give it to him. I'm gonna work that boy out, man. Pamper that motherfucker. Make him look good out here. At least I'll give him the tools. He does what he does with it. You see, again, he's gonna have to work that. Man. Everybody gotta work that, baby. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that you should tell me. You know what I'm saying? Until it was time for me to see it. You know, again. So when we're even talking about the occult, or not to cast your pearls before swine, that's what you understand. So that statement in itself, which is, that's a living thing. It's not just something to say to sound cute. That's why you got to be the word. You got to be, yeah, listen, man, you got to become the word, baby. You got to let them know you are the gospel. If you have not become the gospel, I don't know what you're doing. You gossiping. You gossiping. It's either you become the gospel or you gossiping. I'm just saying. How do you want it? So that living experience has to do with enhancing your consciousness. So you're getting the best out of this. You're seeing it for what it is. And the whole idea, even in the Bible, that talks about, oh, death, where's your victory? And this is saying how you have transcended this reality. Now you know it for what it is. There's no separation. I'm going to start up there, I'm going to start everywhere. Let me say that again. I'm going to start over there, I'm going to start everywhere. That's why consciousness, like people are not conscious due to ignorance. You're sleeping. Got nothing to do with your ego, bro. Anyway, because you're sleeping, your ego's sleeping. He was like, hey, I was like, hey, that's that nigga. Don't blame me. I know y'all been blaming the ego for shit. Don't blame the ego, dog. It's you. Yeah. Because us masters, the monks or whoever, like spiritual teachers, we have ego just like you. But the ego behaves differently because we become different. To think critically, you got to be critical. You got to be the knowledge. How do you want it? In and out. As it is within, so it is without. If you're looking from without, you don't see nothing. And if you're only looking from within too, you don't see nothing either. That's these motherfuckers who are abstract motherfuckers. The niggas that are just telling you fuck humanity, pretty much. That's abstraction. You live in a dream. But to truly be conscious, you got to embrace all of it. I see everything. I'm part of everything. I am everything. Again, it's written. You somehow missed it. That's a oops. That's a big oops. That's oops, 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 oops. Like it's a big oops. That's what what I'm saying. Separation. It's out of fucking ignorance. You know what I'm saying? That's what even in the Kabbalah is telling you to stay away from duality. You know what I'm saying? That's what you see in your shows. That's why nothing is really doing anything. The level of consciousness. You see people like even when they're talking about, do you see what's happening in the fucking podcast? It's the war between masculinity and femininity. These niggas become very pros at showing the differences. never how for them to come together. And that's what the conversation is about. Like, let's create more distance between us. Motherfucker, oh shit, nah, bitch, I got you all the way over there. And the bitch said, oh no, motherfucker, I got you all the way. Like, y'all creating more distance between each other. And I'm shit, nigga. Y'all, shit. Are you talking about Jerry Springer? Yeah. A bunch of fucking Jerry Springers out here. You know what I'm saying? Again, that duality. No one is talking about coming together. Well, if you're gonna come together, well, shit, nigga, both sides gonna have to compromise because we're coming together, right? I don't know. Like it kind of sounds like a no-brainer to me. Should I have to check my brain on that one, right? Am my brain working? Please let me know. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this motherfucker, hey, I'm shit. You know what I'm saying? Please let me know. Again, to get back to the conversation, the illusion, right? So that's why, that's what the occult is there. And that's what the occult does, giving you that hidden knowledge to help you to unblock yourself. You're doing your shadow self, as well as on the physical shit. Yeah, you open up your chakras, you do your meditations. That's all part of it. You know what I'm saying? And whoever you encounter, how you're going to handle your emotion, translate all of that is being muted. Like once you become the Christ, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, now, you know what I'm saying? That's what some of us who are teachers, we're moving a certain way. There's a work that we're doing here. Oh, shit. The work I'm doing down here, Nick. We're working over here. You'll get it in time. It's recorded. Don't worry about it. So, again, I'm showing you the complexity in us, right? Even as you're growing mentally, and then those saying that we're saying, they're not being said just for you to sound cute. You know what I'm saying? And it's just beautiful. Like I've seen a lot of wise quotes and shit. People always posting that shit. That's beautiful too. I hope you living it though. You know what I'm saying? I hope you living it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's beautiful. Like when you live in that truth. Now you became that truth. It's like that's that living experience. Like, that's how you activate yourself. That's what the activation is all about. And that's what part of the consciousness is until you become the Christ, the anointed one. So it's a constant growth. So what we do have around us is constant change. Nothing remains the same. Yo, the 90s, the 80s are two different fucking like eras, though. 2000s. Now, right now, nigga. It's almost like they have similar issues, but they're not the same. That's how a nigga could tell you, man, in my era, nigga wouldn't be able to do that shit. I came from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? My cloth's are divine, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally cut off that shit. That's how you transcend all of it, like the 80s, the 90s. But anyway, the bottom line of what I'm saying too, that's when I discovered a truth that, mm, I'll give it to you step by step. I was getting ahead of myself. So now to get back to looking at those different eras, yeah, like they have identical issues, but they were not the same. That's why you can't have. That's why they always tell you too, man. Like you can't solve a 2023 problem using answers in fucking 1980s, nigga. Well, your spirituality is gonna have to be the same too, because it's constantly evolving. That's why you have to become the Christ. Just like they had Tahuti and all that shit. Well, nigga, Tahuti's right here, nigga. You know, I don't know what that nigga looked like, but he's looking better today. Shout out to Hootie, man. Yo, I got you, baby. You gotta let that marinate though, because it is us who created those books, was it not? So let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's recreate, you know what I'm saying? Some other shit. So for these other niggas who coming through, you know what I'm saying? We have to modify a couple things, and that's what we're doing to adjust in this. That's why you got to be in the present too. That's something else. But it's also to show you, like, damn, like, you see how time is changed, like the constant vibration, and it's never the same. Identical, but not the same. I'm just trying to show you the energy that's taking place underneath it all. Again, because every time we add a little something for us, we got to make sure these niggas get a little bit of something too. You feel? Because they are around us, protecting us. You know, it's always for me. I thank them every day. You feel me? Because once you get in that conscious type of consciousness too, you know, you have more of a rapport with them. You know, and they're there to guide you. Then other, you know, whatever the fuck. But anyway, let's just keep it simple. I don't want to, you know, spook you here for a second. It's happening all in this reality. You know what I'm saying? Just different plane with different type of consciousness. So that's what we call death. Death is at the point where us as spirit would no longer want to use this body anymore. That's why you'll never see. That's why I tell people, you know what I'm saying, you have to embrace your body because your body represents you. It does. Because there's no body walking around with no spirit in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking on myself again. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just making sure, right? Because when you see somebody dead, this is not moving, right? There's no spirit in it. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, again, you know, due to the lack of understanding that we have about change, because we look at change on a surface level, it's a hard stop. Whereas that's why we're saying now the occult is there to help you to see it a little bit better by, no, it's a constant flow. It goes from this stage, from that stage, from this plane, from that plane. And that's what you're doing. And that's what you see once you become wise. And I talked about being in your element, then you understand like the same, that's what metaphysics is. Metaphysics is pretty much telling you the same principles that takes place in life. I mean, in nature, it's happening in your life too. You can't rip what you don't sow. I mean, if you haven't planted anything, you're not gonna harvest anything. You can look at the however you want. And the day you plant your tree or your seed, it's not gonna be the day you're gonna eat the fruit. If you working out, you're not gonna get your muscles in the fucking gym, man. It's while you're sleeping. In the gym, you just planting your seeds, man. That's why they tell you in life, always make sure you're planting your seeds every day. Be a good farmer. Be a good farmer for yourself. But that has to do with you. That's how you cultivate the divinity in you. Those are the seeds that we're talking about. You're getting to know yourself. You're exploring yourself. This is all part of your consciousness. Now you're exploring different aspect of you, and all of these aspect has to that is the living experience. So spirituality is your living experience. Not so much because it embodies even when you're not, let's just say, actively living it, or you're not living it. It also embraces that. But to be conscious is definitely, yeah, it's definitely that. And that's how the truth sets you free. That's what we say. I think, well, when I say we say, well, the Buddhists, I think they say, like that's when you stop suffering. The whole Buddha idea was showing you when he went start to meditate, what I'm saying, the pain, the attachment, like they talk a lot about attachment. That whole story was a representation of that. You're sucking the materials and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna suffer. There's always competition. And in life in itself, there's no competition in life at all. We all need one another, even your haters, even the competition. You need your competition too. You need everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling you. Like, well, not what I was telling you. Like I always tell people, like if it wasn't for poor people, rich people would have to eat their money. You know what I'm saying? You can have $1 million right now, but past 12 o'clock, your only option is McDonald's, nigga. And let's just say hypothetically, all McDonald's were fucking done 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. You got $1 million. What you gonna do? Again, the idea here is not to minimize money, but it's showing you it's a lot more to it. That's why those companies are bullshitting you around. We want to treat you like the best, whatever the fuck. Because the minute that they don't, at least the smart companies do it. The minute that you don't, guess what? The turnover that you're gonna have, it's gonna fuck up your work, bro. This is what I'm saying. So again, just to be like I always tell people, man, just to be sane. To be sane is to be fully spiritual. It's to become that living experience. So again, ultimately, that is our goal. Magic and everything else is only a part of it, but it's not the core. That's why you have to seek the kingdom of God. These are all attributes of you. That's what you do. Before the love manifestation, when they came out and talk about it, you were already manifesting. Let's not get this fucked up. I hope you're not getting it fucked up. At least you're not. I hope you're not. Because to understand when they said it, that's when you started doing it, nigga, nah. In fact, The problem that you're having now when you're trying to do that is that that's why they telling you you have to change. You know what I'm saying? Because you like on this, you've been manifesting your fucked up life. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've seen it with my two eyes. I've seen people making fucked up choices, everything. Then they pretend it's not them. Who the fuck was it? Oh, man, how the fuck you got AIDS? Who the fuck gave it to you? Like somebody gave you AIDS? Like, yeah, I mean, somebody gave it to you, but nigga, you were there too. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna say it's another motherfucker that got nothing to do with you who did it to you. Come on, man. Delusional. Delusional. Don't play yourself, man. You're playing yourself too much. That's what's hurting you. And you know that's what dumb people do, man. They slowly kill themselves. This is unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Toxicity. You know what I'm saying? They will lose their job. They will react a certain way. Well, that has to do with the more toxic you are, you create chaos. I mean, it's destruction. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything these people touch is fucking destruction. Oh, you don't want these motherfuckers to touch you at all. They trying to touch you? Nah, motherfucker, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me, motherfucker. Now you bad news. Motherfucker's bad news, man. News. Mm-mm. Come on, man. You gotta choose wisely. You know what I'm saying? I know I am. Shit, fuck out of here, man. The fuck? You. Mm. This is oh man. Stay woke. People, stay woke. And I mean that in all levels. But anyway, to have that living, it's all part of that living experience. Your intuitive, your psychic gift, your divination, whatever the fuck gifts that you have, you are here to express that. That's the living spirituality. That's you being the spirit. That's you having a great experience. And that great experience translate in you knowing who you are. It's not about fucking bitches. That's not okay. I hope yeah, okay. Well, you'll take it based on your level of intelligence. But what this is truly talking about here, we're talking about having this good experience, knowing who you are. Then at this point, that's when you see everything makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You at peace. Look at you. You ain't fucking up my peace, nigga. You must be crazy. Shit. Mm-mm. Not on this side. Out of your mind. Playing yourself. You ain't playing me. Just you. Nah, nigga. You ripping what you sow. That's how it goes. And nothing to do with me. I ain't paying nothing for you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just out there doing all kinds of stuff, man. Killing people. Y'all killing people. Y'all murderers out there. God damn. Hey, that's crazy. But anyway, to get back to what I was saying, guys, I guess I'm just gonna leave it there. But to become that living experience, it's to activate. It's to become one with your. It's just so many different layers in it, and to embrace all of those different layers. And I'm talking about from embracing. the non-physical aspect of you with your physical aspect of you. That's how you embody it. And to be free of matter, that's what that is. And I'm saying, like they say, to go, how the fuck do they say it? Like to get on the other side, you got to go through it, right? To go through anything, you got to go through it. However the fuck you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny like how you feeling, and then you're not gonna heal yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? There's no growth. There's no change, and also death. You know what I'm saying? Because death is that transition, that change. It comes from one form to a different form. As a child, as a man. Now we're not talking about just age here. We're not talking about time. We're talking about growth. And this is the spirit revealing itself. Spirit is telling of himself. And spirituality embodies all of it. The mythology is that just telling you a story about you. I mean, I already talked about that part, but but the part I truly want you to understand, that's what this is, this is all spirit, or it's all mental. But anyway, we're gonna leave it there. It's nothing but love. You already know, Aisha.